everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. All right, today we're going to talk about monitoring spirits and how they affect your life. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now we have a letter, so let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. Can you please explain the signs and symptoms of a monitoring spirit and how to get rid of them and how they attach themselves to you to begin with? All right, let's look at this. Monitoring spirits. What exactly is a monitoring spirit? A monitoring spirit is an entity that most likely followed you here from a past life. These are spiritual agents that monitor and spy on people to collect information and send it back to these demonic forces. That's what a monitoring spirit is. And the purpose, the demonic forces, with the information that these spirits bring back to them, then they can prepare spiritual attacks on you. Obstacles in your way, a lot of problems, things like that. Now, these spirits are often sent to you from jealous people, witches, or warlocks might put a curse on you and send a spirit out. Jealous family members or friends, because your words are powerful. You can curse somebody with your words. What's some signs that you may have a monitoring spirit following you? I know one sign that I know of. You feel like somebody's watching you. You go into, especially you go into a kind of closed kind of place, a small room, and you feel like somebody's at your back watching you. And I've had that feeling, especially when I was younger. I don't have it anymore now that I'm spiritual because I have that protection. But when I was growing up, yeah, I would have that, and I knew it was a spirit or spirits. I knew it, but I could not get anybody in my family to confirm it. So that was frustrating, you see. But in my heart and soul, I knew that there were spirits around there, and they were watching. Okay? All right, so let's see. Feeling like you're constantly being watched or followed. Strange or repeated dreams. Now, that was another thing I used to have. A repeated dream for years. I would have the same repeated dream, and I couldn't figure that out either, what was going on. And like I said, once I became spiritual, then everything, I didn't have any of that anymore. But for you, people suddenly knowing personal things they shouldn't about you. People suddenly knowing things personal about you. Progress is slow and stagnant, no matter how hard you work toward it. You have unusual patterns of bad luck. Just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. These are spiritual attacks from the demonic forces, from the information that they have gathered from these monitoring spirits. Okay. Now, the thing about these spirits, which gets me, is that they can come out in animals. In animals, I have a black cat, and I've never really been a cat person at all. I prefer dogs, and I really like, little dogs, little hand dogs. That's what I want. I've been wanting that forever, but every time I try to get one, it grows to a bigger dog. So I think I've given up, but I'm still left with that cat. And I've never really tried to get close to her or anything. I just fed her and took care of her, but I wasn't her friend. So now, since my son is grown and gone, she tries to get close to me, but I want her to back off. And before, when my son was here, she used to swipe me, you know, but now she hasn't swiped me since he left. So I don't know what's going on with that. But when I saw here that they can these spirits can manifest in the forms of animals, birds, blackbirds like crows, cats, insects, or snakes, watching you constantly. I know that cat is constantly watching me. It gives me pause. Often individuals who always seem to know too much about you show up in strange places. That's another sign that the spirit is using these people to get information about you. Okay? And these repeated dreams. Now, did you know that your child can be under the spell of a monitoring spirit? Your child. You know, when these kids have imaginary friends, you know, we think it's cute. Oh, you look at him. You know, he got his little imaginary friend. And you let him go on. It's imaginary to you. These entities are not visible. They're not even human, but they are real, people. So if your child is going around with an imaginary friend, he's entertaining a monitoring spirit. And see, the monitoring spirit, usually their intent is to harm and to cause harm. You see, they're not here really to make your life any better. But unless you manage to break the tie with these spirits, they can ruin your life through spiritual attacks, delays, bad luck. They can ruin your entire life. Okay? So let's see more about the children. Talking to imaginary friends that give dark and disturbing advice. Now, here's the thing. See, you don't know what advice the spirit is giving the child. You only hear the child talking to the spirit. You see? But the child hears the advice that the spirit gives. Okay? Drawing disturbing images or describing being watched. You know, little ones, when they're like little, they can talk, but, you know, it's before they go to school, long before they go to school. They are still connected to divine source, and so they can actually see these entities. Now, the younger they are, the better the vision. But, you know, before they can speak, they can't, you know, but once they can talk, I guess, what's that, around 2 or whatever, they see a spirit, they can point them out. So, you know, don't just brush it off if your little one is going around and saying, well, who was that? And you said, ain't nobody there. Yeah, somebody's there. Okay? All right. Wake up, people. Now, your child has unnatural knowledge of things beyond their age. You know, when our children, we just say they're smart. You know, that's an old soul. They're smart. They might be getting the information from a monitoring spirit. You gotta clean your child, you gotta clean your environment and everything. All right. Sudden and irrational fear of certain people, rooms, or animals. Now, I'm still talking about the child. Have a fear, an irrational fear of these things. Saying they see someone in the room when no one else sees. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. If your child says, who was that? Is somebody standing there. Okay? Okay. But just remember, they're not human. They're energy beings. Just like us. We just have a vessel. We're just here in a vessel. They don't have a vessel. But they're still able to manipulate you. But really, they're just here to monitor you. That's what monitor means. Just to take record of what you're doing. Take record of what you like. Take record of what you have. Then they take it back to the demonic forces, and the demonic forces will use the things that probably you desire to destroy you with it. Yes, you understand? Everything with them is for destruction. They're not coming to help you, but these monitoring spirits are only there to keep a bow on you, to take back. Okay? Okay. Now, that was a question about the narcissist. Is he possessed with the monitoring spirit? Well, the answer is no. The monitoring spirits are different than the demonic spirit that possesses the narcissist. Okay? That's the difference between the two. These monitoring spirits are spirits that you probably picked up in other lifetimes. And they have followed you into this lifetime. Now, let's see why these spirits would attach themselves to you and follow you lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. I said in a video yesterday about the whole life and death experience. And the thing is, if you don't raise your vibration, change your frequency, you're pretty much bound to come back and repeat here on earth again. Okay? You're pretty much bound to come right back and start again. But every time you come into this dimension, you come here with a purpose. And you need to learn a lesson to find what your purpose is. Okay, so everybody does not complete the cycle. So that's why they come back. So any spirits or attachments or whatever that they have agreed upon in a past life, they didn't get away with it. That spirit is coming right back around with them. Okay, and we already talked about that these spirits can come into your life in many forms. Okay, so if you have an animal of some sort, or it could be a person, but this person is only there to take note of you. Just keep a check so that they can send it back to demonic energies, demonic forces. I'll say that, demons. Okay, all right. Past life attachments. If you made spiritual agreements, took vows, or connected with certain energies in a past life, those ties may remain active until broken. Okay? So, you don't know what you did in a past life, but now we're in this life. You can affect what's going to happen in your next life by what you do at this time, at this moment. Okay? Now, let's look at the bloodline. Spirits attached to your family line may watch or follow descendants. Wow, that's deep. So if grandma and grandpa had monitoring spirits, they could still be watching you because of your bloodline with her. That's deep. That's deep. Because when I was growing up, a lot of times when I felt watched, I was at grandma's house. At grandma's house. So, so it explains a lot how your life can be difficult, and it shouldn't be. You're working as hard as you can, but you feel like you're going upstream all the time. It could be the influence of these monitoring spirits and demonic forces in your life. You see, and once you get on your spiritual journey, all of that will wash away. But, like everything in life, it takes a sacrifice. You need the desire to be new, to see things in a different perspective, to grow and be happy. Okay, let's see here. Now, what about soul contracts? Some spirits may feel they have unfinished business with you, either to help or to harm. Well, now here is the thing. These may appear as familiar energies, or even people with repeating patterns across lifetimes. All right, now I went slow on that one because that described the narcissist that I was with. Because for him, I've said it in many videos, I recognized him uh, at the moment that I saw his body from afar. We hadn't even gotten close, and I knew him right there. You know, kind of like your child. You can see your child from a distance and know their child. I knew him like that, so I'm pretty sure that I knew him in a past life, and we might have had some unfinished business. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying that he was a monitoring spirit or anything, but that's from past life trauma. And if you have anything like that, again, you have to heal to cut ties with all of that. And all of that is demonic. So, and trauma can open portals, allowing these spirits to start tracking you. Okay? So, that's why you got to watch out for little kids, that they don't go through trauma, because these spirits are watching them, just waiting for something bad to happen. And, it's off to the races. So, yeah, watch your children and be easy and kind and loving to them. Now, signs that you have a spirit from a past life is repeating dreams, strange phobias, like you have a fear of water, fire, certain animals, unexplainable, haunting feelings since childhood, patterns of sabotage, stagnation, or fear that seem to follow you no matter where you go. Those are some signs that a spirit is with you and probably followed you from a past life. Now, how to break this tie? I think you need to look into my home cleansing kit. There's 3 items in there. You get the sage, your home. You get a crystal, a black tourmaline crystal that absorbs negative energy and neutralizes everything back to positive. And you get Himalayan pink salt, so that you can take your baths in it and it will wash away any kind of negative energy or stress or anxiety that you may feel in, because all of this, you see, these spirits are taking note of what gets on your nerves and stuff back to the demonic forces, and they be used that to destroy you with. Okay, so here's an affirmation that you can do to help for your soul's freedom. You want to break this tie. All right, this is an affirmation that you can do. You can do it every day. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, you can do this affirmation. And it's also will help to protect you. I revoke and dissolve all spiritual contracts, pacts, and agreements that do not serve my highest good. Okay? As simple as that. Just say that affirmation every day. And what this does, it puts like a protective shield around you, so that you will feel at peace and happy and not worry about terrible things happening during your day. Now, I want to recommend a book to you, and I've recommended this book before. And what it is, monitoring spirits, exposed and defeated. Now, this is a pretty good book. But I must let you know that it is from a Christian perspective. So, indeed, if you are a Christian, you would appreciate this book. All right, but I have read the book, and I got a lot. I got a lot from it because I began as a Christian, and Christian is just another organized religion. I understand that. So, I do recommend this book if you are interested. All right, he says tapping into disruptive thinking for spiritual breakthroughs because he came to set the captives free. All right. Now, again, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get this book. And again, it is from the Christian perspective. So, any of you that are Christians, I'm sure that you will get a lot out of this book. All right. So, I hope that I was able to answer the questions about these monitoring spirits today. I really hope that I was able to help someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. I want to thank you so much for your comments and your letters, and a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best, and I really hope to see you next time.